Hi, welcome to Weddings and Yap. Today I have my sister with me. Feels very fitting to have her on the official first episode because she was my right-hand woman starting Honeybee Memory. She is our lead videographer and family. So it just seems fitting to have her with me today. This is Kathleen.
The one and only.
The one and only. The first question I have for you is why photo and video? What made us go that route?
I guess it depends on how far back we want to go, because obviously we've been together since the womb.
Yeah, should we start?
We stole that from a best man speech. Roommates, waste the womb. No, we're not twins, but I feel like ever since we were younger, we always growing up just making movies. You know, we were iMovie kids, just trying to capture as much fun and dynamic as we could. And our parents were good about it too. I feel like they always spent time documenting us. We could look back and remember so much.
Yeah.
And we kind of took it into our own hands, and as teenagers just made our own stuff. We were broke, so we're like, okay, how can we get more gear? Like, how can we afford doing what we love, but at the same time pay for it? Because obviously this is not a cheap business. Camera gear costs money and stuff adds up. And we just pretty much did our first wedding just winging it together and throw ourselves in.
No, not really. Our first couple weddings were friends and family. We would just do them as gifts. We didn't get paid for them. But do you remember that one wedding where they reached out? Because we started with video first.
Yeah,
we weren't even doing photography. We threw ourselves into photography because we thought the person was reaching out for video. And then halfway through communication, I realized, I don't know if she read the contract or anything, but then I realized, oh no, she has a videographer. She's booking us for photography. Maybe I had friends' graduation stuff posted or whatever, but we had never done a wedding before.
We only just strictly did videos. So we were honestly, I don't know, it was just,
yeah,
we were figuring it out as we went. I would have hated us back then. But it worked, and we loved the couple. We had such a good time, and I feel like that was like the first wedding where we're like, we could actually do this.
Yeah.
We enjoyed being with everybody and the energy.
Do you remember when he knew all the stats about everything, but did not know socially how to interact with the couple? Like, he knew camera gear in and out. He knew everything. And we showed up at this wedding, and we were like shooting in auto.
Like, I still do. I'm just kidding.
And he was like, what's your ISO? What aperture are you at? And you were like, oh.
I was like, ISO? I was like, I've never met them before. Is that like one of the guests here? I was like, oh yeah, shutter speed. Never met her. I think I got totally off topic. I didn't even answer your question.
No, you didn't.
This one wedding. ADHD.
Okay, I'm going to be taking a lot of that out.
Short.
Okay, so.
Don't use any of that. I actually don't like any of it. I forget the question. Oh my goodness. Okay.
So
why did I end up doing video? What was the question?
You answered it. It was good. I liked it. Like, why the photo and video route? Yeah, that was good.
Yeah. So pretty much.
So
yeah. I feel like more of the story. We didn't even say the ending. We wanted the gear for travel stuff, which we still end up getting to do, but we ended up falling into weddings. Fell in love with the business itself as we were going through it.
Weddings were back in like 2015, 2016. You were 15, 16 years old. And
yeah, I was like a fetus.
It's kind of funny because fast forward to 2019. So I had just gotten married, and it was the first year of my marriage. So I knew what it was like to be in the thick of being a bride and working with your wedding photographer. And you were engaged? No, you weren't engaged
yes.
yet.
No.
Not yet.
Wait, what year? 2019?
End of 2019. So that's when we got our LC.
Oh, no. Yeah.
But that first year of us doing this as our main thing was the year that you were getting married. So
yeah,
you very early into your career, obviously you'd been doing it for a couple of years already, but actually doing it for work was at the same time that you were a bride. So how do you feel like that helped you having that perspective as a bride going into weddings that same year?
I feel like it helped a lot knowing what I wanted out of photographer and videographer, or what do I like to bring to a wedding. That's what I wanted to look forward to. I wanted someone who was very hands-on, easy to communicate with. And even still, like every bride, they look back and they would have done things a little bit differently. But I feel like it did help too, knowing the stress and pressure of finding a venue.
Yeah.
Especially under the circumstances of COVID.
So
even like a whole nother anxiety layer for any bride around that time, because we were like switching venues all the time. It was just a lot of notes that I felt like I appreciated about my wedding that I was like, okay, I want to help with the future brides to feel too.
Well,
I forget the question.
Yeah, like how
I just talking, and I was like, I don't know where to go.
So I want you to think for a moment, just imagine. Think about something that happened on your wedding day that you were just, it wasn't bad, but you just didn't love it. And then you thought, going in as a videographer, I'm going to do this specifically because I remember that feeling as a bride. What would that be?
Yeah. Good or bad?
Something that was more on the negative side, but you turned it into, okay, well, I'm going to do this. I'll give you an example. I remember my photographer saying, and I love my wedding photos, but I remember her saying like, oh, when I wanted to plan out my engagement spot, I avoid the beach like a plague. And she was joking around, but I really wanted to do beach photos. And then I felt bad asking for that. And then I remember thinking, I really want to make sure that my couples know wherever they want to go, I'm down. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So it wasn't like it was a terrible experience, but it was just like, oh, I remember that, and that's how I can grow. It could be video, it could just be any vendor from your day that was just like, when I go into weddings, I'm going to do things differently.
There was even things I didn't notice, but I wanted to hear from other people and what they said, which I'm happy I didn't even notice. I feel like that's also a good thing too, just focusing on what the day's about and not getting so caught up in those little details is huge. I loved my wedding photos. I could not complain about them at all. I am so thankful, and it rained on our wedding day, and I feel like they did a really good job of just adapting to that situation. Videographer did amazing too, but I did notice she was a little scared just because it was raining, and especially as a videographer, I totally get it now.
Yeah,
especially with my gear, sometimes I've forgotten umbrellas or to put things over just for gear wise and stuff. Yeah. But now it's like you can't just move everybody inside. It just doesn't work like that. Just let the moment happen. We're already all out there. We're already going to get rained on. My hair was even crazier than it is now. It was just insane. But I'm so happy that everyone just rolled with the punches. See them just from the corner of my eye, freak out a little bit, especially maybe more the videographer, which especially for me, I do video. I completely understand. It did help me to the future lesson. If it does rain, especially shooting a lot of weddings in Florida, how can I prepare myself a little bit better for that? What are things that maybe I wasn't even expecting? It wasn't even on the radar, but it's Florida. Of course it's going to happen. How can I just get a little bit more prepared for this? My guest held his jacket over her and her camera gear, which I appreciated so much. And I didn't even notice until I looked back in the pictures when they captured it.
Now you think, okay, I'm packing my gear. I need to throw an umbrella in, or I need to throw one of those protective cases in.
You are very family oriented, and not everybody is. A lot of people, their friends or their family, whatever the circumstances too. But I feel like we try to overshoot family, and I feel like that's never a bad thing. And our photographer, like I said, they did an amazing, and I'm so thankful. But because of the rain, we didn't get as much family shots. And I mean, things I didn't even notice, but some of my family members mentioned my husband Jaden and his mom didn't get as much as she wanted. And it wasn't like they didn't get it at all. They did, but just making sure even those candid moments, maybe it doesn't look the best, still sending them in the gallery. And I feel like we've learned that too, or even if it's not the most aesthetic in the video, but it's that good sentimental moment between a mother and a son, or a father and a daughter, or even just grandparents in the corner. That's just how the day is, and just roll with the punches and still put it in there regardless. So I feel like that was a good lesson to learn for me going forward too with our couples.
I feel like we had this period where when we started, we didn't want to miss anything. So we captured everything and we put everything in the gallery. And then leaned into Instagram very forward, picture perfect, everything needs to be right. And I found myself not taking pictures of moments that just didn't feel pretty. I wanted the gallery to almost look so perfect that I not capture certain moments that I was seeing that weren't as aesthetic but raw. Now I appreciate that people are getting over that. They just want to remember the day how it really happened, and they want to see it authentically. Speaking of family, tell me about the family ties dynamic, what it's like working with family.
I guess we're both speaking.
How amazing!
Just like the best people to be with at all times, every single day. No, I think it is such a blessing. Like, you definitely take it for granted. I think the whole time taking turns wiping each other's butt. Mostly you wiping mine, but
I can't put that in there.
Okay, let me restart then.
Maybe use a different term.
Okay. Okay, let me start over. Not wiping each other's butt. Okay. Rewind. No, and I was going to say, it is such a blessing working with family, and even our other sister, Elizabeth, love you, baby, she got to join our team for a little bit too, and I mean, that holds another whole dynamic. I mean, if anybody knows about sibling psychology, oldest child, middle child, and youngest, we fit every single one of those roles, good and bad, so I think it comes with its own challenges,
and
but also
blessings.
I feel like
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And it's so cool because I really do feel like we just read each other's mind. And I don't know if it's like a sister thing, and if your sister out there, like, you
Yeah.
totally get it, but just, we literally will just give each other that look real fast. And it could be good, bad, whatever. It's just more of, you know exactly what I mean, where I need you to be, like what I'm thinking. And it's so crazy how we just that communication.
Yeah. Like this, I need a new SD card. This, my battery was done.
Get out of my way.
Get out of my shot.
Get out of my shot. Your blonde frizzy hair is seen in the corner. The amount of times I've been like, because Tori will really stand up, usually taller, and I'll kind of like go underneath her like this. We both get good angles, the shot, we help each other out whatever we can. All of the wedding pictures, you definitely have a curl or something up in that picture. So you're welcome. You get a little piece of me. A lot of photo and video teams that don't work together, aren't for the same business, forget that they're still in the same team. And I feel like that is so important. The amount of times that I have to go set up my lighting and you quickly run and help me and you help put up the lights for video, and then I'll adjust it so it can also be good for your photos. So like what looks good with your settings, where we're both benefiting the couple. You have to, and it's such a team effort. And it makes the day so much easier, the energy so much better. And I feel we've done video before with other photographers, and it still has been amazing. It's not like it's huge trials, but it's just a little bit of extra time and extra energy.
Yes.
Just a lot of extra communication where we just already know we got each other's back, and our main purpose is the couple. You don't even have to think about it anymore.
Right. And we definitely have worked with those photographers and videographers who are incredible and have been amazing to work with. And we have really enjoyed that. But every once in a while, you just get that one vendor who does not care about it being a team, who does not want to communicate.
Yeah. I've literally been like a human stepping stool for a photographer one time. Getting my shot, this man just stood up on my knee to get his picture, and I was like, but you know what? I was going to do a little cheerlead pose just to help him out for the couple. But otherwise, if it was between us, I was like...
Yeah, no, I remember that. It was published in Vogue. He was this incredible portfolio, and we were so excited to work with him. And he was so mean. Screaming at the mother of the bride, demanding people where to go. Everything had to be like just right. And then the way he treated us, I think we need a clause where we can only work as a team together. Those bad experiences almost make you not want to work with anybody else. And then you work with another photographer or videographer who's amazing. And then you're like, okay, I need to still be balanced. But I just remember him at the reception, literally on the chair and then using your head to push himself up.
Maybe my head was in the shot too. He's probably over it. He was like, you're in all my shots.
That's probably what it was.
He was like, poor guy. Now that I look back, it's probably me. That's the problem. It just, it makes you appreciate each other.
Yes. Or lead photographers who are great, but then they'll hire a second. It's just terrible to work with. Absolutely terrible. And it can really play with the photographer's day. And the worst thing is when people just assume that the photo and video team is together. And then you have one person acting like that, and then now it makes the whole team look bad. And we're not even associated with each other.
Exactly. That's happened so many times. So, like, your person over there, she's not our person. But, of course, you don't even say that to the couple, because I feel like a lot of couples don't see that. We said we still... Even
we're taking that stuff to our grave.
Yes, we're still on the same team, and we're like, we'll get that handled. And you don't want to ever cause tension or extra problems. It's your job to also help put away those problems. It's a lot easier when you all have the same end goal, and that's just making the bride and groom happy.
Exactly. And our goal is to never let the couple know what's going on behind the scenes. If they're acting like that, to almost overcompensate and mask. If they're being very demanding, then we'll take a step back and get more shots from behind, or we'll adapt, because it's not worth them feeling that tension from their team.
We're supposed to talk about each other, working with each other, and we just started going after everyone else we've worked with. Hey, nothing brings people closer together than a common enemy.
I think they connect with that. Photographers watching this are going to know that feeling, like the amazing ones we've worked with, they've had to put up with people like that too. And then maybe even calling people out might help them realize, why am I doing that?
Yeah.
What about wedding icks? Let's start with people at the wedding. Since we're talking crap.
Oh boy. Yeah, might as well just continue, huh?
Let's just continue the bad vibes.
We'll just beat a dead horse while we're still at it. Going to a wedding, or if you're a bridesmaid or family member, you are in a wedding or you're a guest, just be happy for the couple. Especially social media will play a part in that, about trying to one-up each other, or everything's a competition, or having the best wedding, or I have the best dress, or I spent this much money, and I'm going down to the core and just being happy for the couple, being supportive, doing whatever you can to make it their day, because it is their day. When it comes, you want everyone to do the same thing for you. I think that's my huge wedding ick, is just seeing a lot of bridesmaids I've seen some beautiful ones who I'm like, oh my goodness, even if I don't even know you, I want you to be one of my bridesmaids.
Yes, they are so supportive. Yeah.
Yeah, but then you've seen some that just sad where you meet this amazing couple and you can tell they're just happy to even have their girls by their side and the girls could care less. I think it's a huge ick. I feel like if you're a bridesmaid watching this, or even if you're a bride, keep in mind, who are the girls who are going to support me? Who's going to be by my side and be my hype, no matter what's going to happen that day. And that's the people that you want next to you, that you can see in 20 years that will still be supporting you too.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. There is nothing better to see in that room than people just really supporting you and being happy for you. That makes our job. That is so fun to capture. But when the energy is off, people can feel it. And when you're more focused on yourself than the bride, it sets a tone in the day. Mm-hmm. So what about for a vendor? What is your vendor ick?
Vendor ick? Oh, you know what? It's so hard because I feel like I do love every aspect of a wedding. And I think it depends. There's been good and bad. As photographers and videographers, of course, we do everything we can to support the bride and groom and help move things along. But at the end of the day, we're not a planner. So if you are a hired planner, just making sure that towards the end of the night, I know it's been a long day, but it's been a long day for everybody, just not disappearing. I feel like we've had so many times, everyone will come up to us, where's the speeches or what happens next? And it's a lot of questions that's for the planner. The planner's back there making a reel. And I get things happen, of course, time and place, but it's just to the point where they disappear. We're now not only we're a photo, video team, and we're also trying to help coordinate everything. Now I feel like we're a hands-on planner. It takes away from even doing the full service that we can do and what we were hired for.
Yeah. I'm going to share a vendor ick that we've done before.
We've done all of them.
But now that I look back and I'm like, oh, I hate that I did that then. And when I see people do it now, I'm just like, ugh. Over orchestrating the wedding day as a photographer. There is nothing that could bother me more than it's about to be the first look. We're all
I was just
circled around. There's like 20 of us. There's like a content creator, 2 photographers, 2 videographers. And the photographer goes up and goes, you're going to count to 3. You're going to feel her touch your hand on the side. Give it a minute. Turn, not to the left. Turn to the right. Turn to the right. And like at that point, the groom is so focused on the instructions that you just gave him that it is no longer about that first look. It is no longer about the couple. He's like, so right or left. Okay.
Where does it go?
And don't get me wrong, like I think we have had to adapt because sometimes we are not the photographer. We're just the videographer. Sometimes I'm just the photographer. I'm not the videographer. So if I'm working with another team that has that approach, because I usually give my spiel beforehand, hey, we're going to put ourselves in a position where we'll be able to capture everything. Whatever happens, happens. Do you prefer to touch him on the shoulder? Do you prefer to hug him? Whatever you decide to do, just do it, and we'll be there to capture it. Put ourselves in spaces so that we don't even want to be within earshot. Our mics are going to pick it up. Our lenses can zoom in. Give them space to breathe. So it feels like they are the only ones in the room. That is our approach.
Yeah.
Now, if we're working with a team that doesn't have that same approach, now we have to follow their lead. If we stay all the way back and they're floating around with them, they're going to be completely in our shots.
Yeah.
So now we have to come up with them. So now that's why I'm guilty of it being in that ick, because I've been in situations where I have to just follow suit. And it just makes me like, ugh. And then, or I'm there and they're giving them all these directions and I'm just like, I just have to stay silent because you don't want to cause tension. And that's maybe their way of doing things. And maybe you are a vendor who does this, don't realize how much over orchestrating that is and what it could mean to the couple to just be present in that moment.
No, that's such a good point too. And I was going to add too, even just when he does turn around and letting the moment go, we will literally wait until it is kind of awkward and they're like, what do we do? And that's okay.
Yes.
But wait until they're done, because there's been so many times where he's crying and they're talking and they're whispering something cute. We're picking it up on the mic. We don't know what's going on. But then the photographer or even videographers, okay, can you turn your body towards them, put your heads together? And it's cool. You want to get those shots, but sometimes that is such a crucial moment, especially a first look.
Yeah.
That's just like a core memory. Just let it happen. Let it just run its course and then be there to capture and until they're like, okay, what do we do now? And then we come and approach. So like you said, just making sure you're just letting those moments, leave them alone. It takes the pressure off of you too. Just relax and let them soak it in. Yeah.
Yes.
No, that was like my second perfect. I was like, honestly, that should be my first because I don't know why to put my line.
Whatever perfect shot you were envisioning, you can always recreate after. Maybe you want them holding hands and you want it to be centered a certain way, when we're going into portraits, go ahead and set that up and make that really cool shot. But don't take away from actually them enjoying that day and turning it into a shoot. I 100% agree.
Yeah.
And so for vendors, maybe you're hearing this for the first time and you're listening to this, you can start implementing that in your expectations with your team beforehand. That's something I want to work on. Instead of just waiting until it awkwardly happens and I'm like, whoa, we're not on the same page. If I'm working with a new vendor that I don't know their style or approach, I want to go forward and talk to them and say, hey, for first look, I prefer this. I prefer to wait until they're done. Does that work for you? Is that okay? So that we can, especially let's say for video, that audio, whatever they're saying can be captured and it can keep rolling. And then for brides, don't assume that your wedding team knows what you want. If there's a specific shot, if this is aligning with you and you're like, yeah, I don't want my vendors super close, or I don't assume that they'll be far away. Just communicate with that, because they don't know what they don't know.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Okay, let's move on to your next question. Through the photos that you can tell the guests are comfortable with us, like on the dance floor, during cocktail hour, based on the reviews, what do you think has helped our brand have that reputation? What do you think we've been doing that makes people feel like we're approachable or that they can be themselves around us?
I think too, I feel like that's also the superpower of being sisters and working together is, when you walk into a room or a place by yourself and you don't know absolutely anybody, it's hard. There's a lot of pressure. It's a little bit awkward, but I feel like right off the bat, you already have your built-in partner in crime. We've already probably had 6 inside jokes on the way there. So we already have a story to tell. We already have a dynamic going on. Even if we're just laughing at each other because something happens, I probably forgot something and then you had it in your pocket and you're like, I brought an extra one. I feel like it already helps ease in that people just know we want to be professional, but then they're like, this is a very intimate day. It's a very happy day. Before we even set up our gear, we go up to the bride, and by then you've gotten so close with them. Give them a hug and you're like, how are you doing? How do you feel? And before we set up our gear, I want to let you know, have an ease of mind. I'm here. I'm ready for whatever you guys need. I'm going to be in the back setting. So right away they're like, no, they're not like, where's my photographer? Where's my videographer? They know you're there. They can just breathe. They're getting the makeup done, and we always arrive early. So I feel like that helps set the mood for everybody.
Yeah.
And even while we're getting things together, it's genuine too. If I see a bridesmaid's dress that I love, or a girl's hair looks and makeup looks beautiful, or a groom's makes a funny joke, and we genuinely find it funny, like, we just create those dynamics. We just talk to them. It's okay.
Give it back.
It's okay to just be a normal person and have a good conversation. And of course, you don't want to be distracting, but support everybody and enjoy being there. People can tell if you're genuine, and I just feel like we do enjoy being there. We feed off the energy that we're given too. So if everyone's in a good mood, and you've got some music playing, like, you best believe we're in the corner with our cameras. We're getting ready. I'm so close with, of course, the bride and the groom, but honestly, half their families. We've done multiple weddings of different people in the family because we get so close with everybody, where by the time you're on the reception, people want to be in your face. They love that camera.
Yeah, we've known them for years. Yeah.
I could tell you their whole life story and the tea that's going on, but we'll keep that to ourselves. And it's okay. So, I don't know. I just really creating that environment where you're not just, I'm paid to be here. It totally changes the whole thing.
Yeah. I think you hit the nail on the head. The calls I do beforehand are usually Zoom calls. So even seeing each other's faces, it's creating familiarity before I even get there. And I also think something that has tremendously helped is this surge of couples who are documenting more than one day. So welcome party, dinner rehearsal, an adventure session. I would say 90% of our couples, the wedding day is not the first day that we are seeing them in person. We were probably with them the day before. That has transformed. It is a game changer on the wedding day. When we show up, everybody there, we are no longer strangers. We're family. We're part of the family. Like, whether you want us there or not.
At the wedding, we all fail.
We're just like sitting, eating dinner. They're like, are you going to work?
Yeah, they're like, vendor table's back there. And I'm just like, with the bride and groom. No, but like, there's still
at the sweetheart table. Like. But yeah, so I definitely think that has helped. The family, we know them on a first name basis at this point. They know us. They feel comfortable. And I think that has even made people feel like when they're talking to us, we're just picking up conversations that happened the night before.
The night before, we've gotten used to everybody. We know who's important. We see, oh wow, like the bride's spending a lot of time with her grandma. I know she had mentioned it before, but now even more so, I see why. I see the bond that they have. You can pick up little cues that will even help develop your video and your photos for the next day, which is so pretty.
Yeah. Yeah. And you as a videographer, this is a great question for you too. How do you think having coverage the day before has adapted your full end product of the wedding video.
I feel like that's a game changer too, honestly.
Yeah.
Now when we don't do it, it's hard for me to tell their story as much. Even just random things like the music that they play while they're getting ready, I'll listen to. Or the night before at the rehearsal dinner, the music they play or the speeches that other people give. That, they didn't give those speech on the wedding day. Even if I don't use it, I can get a lot more of a sense of their personality and like the vibes of the weekend. Even like bride and groom, like little like inside jokes maybe between them that they never even talked to anybody about, but I just overheard them saying. So it tells a story so much, and it even helps extra shots that on the wedding day you don't feel so pressured to get. Of course, we want you running around and spinning around, but sometimes on your wedding day, and depending on your dress or even the groom, I've seen a video recently of the groom ripping his pants like on his wedding day for a certain for a certain pose, and those are things that we can do at the rehearsal dinner. That now maybe we don't need as much energetic shots, but now I can focus on more intentional. I feel like it totally helps transcend the video to feel like a full experience of the couple itself and cater it to them.
Yeah, because your marriage and your relationship is more than the wedding day.
Yes.
And not that it's adding this is like, oh, now it's complete, but it just gives that much more depth to the story that we can tell. And specifically with audio, sometimes they'll have speeches for welcome dinner, and you'll pull that into their audio track for the story. One wedding in Carmel by the Sea, the father of the groom gave really cool points that he put in his welcome speech in the dinner. And if we weren't there, that became the intro to their wedding film.
Yeah, that's true.
The whole story would have been told a little bit differently if we hadn't been there that day. So I love, it creates an opportunity for drone footage, that maybe if the wedding's too crazy or weather doesn't work out. There's just so many reasons why
just extra
that day is worth it.
Too. Yeah.
2027, I'm actually restructuring all of our packages, getting rid of add-ons. It's just the full package. It's the day before. I think they don't realize how much it'll help their even experience and them enjoying the day.
Yeah.
Another thing that I am incorporating, the full ceremony, full speeches. Once the wedding's done, if they don't purchase that, what are we going to do with that footage? It could eventually, something could happen to it. We might not have it anymore, and then they might want it down the road.
Yeah.
So sometimes people won't purchase it, but part of me can't get myself to delete it either, because I know how much they would have loved to see some of these full-length things.
Yeah.
So going forward for 2027, the packages will be more expensive, but they will encompass all those things so that nobody's ever left thinking, oh man, I didn't get to see her full vows. They just have everything. I don't think when we were doing the amount of weddings we were before, we had the bandwidth to keep up with. But now that we're doing less weddings, being able to create this full experience is something I'm really excited about.
Yeah, no, that's cool. And too, it's like you said, it's like it's there anyways, and of course it's a lot of work to edit and put together and stuff like that. But it's things that people don't know that they even need until they have it, and they're like, oh my gosh, I can't imagine not having it. So
yes. I have a full hour-long documentary of my wedding film, and when I booked my videographer, I did not know I was getting that. I thought I was just getting a long highlight. And when I had that, every year when I watch that, our full ceremony, full speeches, I think to myself, I would have never purchased this, but I'm so grateful I have it now, and now that I know the work that it's brought me and the memories that I have, or if I could give somebody else advice, it would be to purchase the whole thing. But I just didn't think about it then. I thought, would I really even watch this? Yeah. And until something happens in the family or you have kids and they want to see things, now it's, oh my goodness, this is so cool to be able to share with people in your life. So that highlights all the questions I had for you today. Is there anything else that you want to share?
I don't think so. I guess our next one we'll have to just do in person.
Oh, you want to come
California.
back on?
Yeah, you'll have to have me. Yeah.
Okay, close with what has been the most rewarding part of being a wedding videographer?
The most rewarding part? I think we had mentioned it before, but I feel like there is a lot that goes into it. It's still hard work. Of course, we love being there the day of, and we love to bring the energy, but you're on your feet all day. Emotionally, there's stuff happening in your own personal life. You try to be on editing the videos. You just literally lose your mind, just replaying the same clips. But as I'm making long story longer,
I'm like, what's the most rewarding part? Let me tell you all the things I hate about my job.
But that being said, like all of those, it's a lot of work, and sometimes you do feel burnt out from it. But when you send everything off to the couple, and you get so close to them. At least for me, I think I take things even too personally, and I get so connected. Anybody who knows me that I get connected, and I do love people. I want to give them everything that I can. So they appreciate it as much as you put your heart and soul into
like
it.
we love it. I want them to love it.
I want them to love it, and just hope it's everything that they've imagined. This is their wedding video. The losing sleep and whatever, it's all worth it when you get a message back, or even sometimes they've called before. We've had some people send us reaction videos, and literally I cry because it's like all that work and just even connection that you've made with the bride and groom, and just seeing them, they love something that they will cherish forever. I've created something they can show their kids. It's such a privilege to be a part of that, and I'm so thankful. It brings up a lot of emotions, and even when I edit wedding videos, it reminds me so much of just like why I love my husband and all the good times and all the good memories. So it even benefits me in my personal life. So it definitely is. It's a beautiful job. Everything has its moments and their ups and downs, but I do feel like being a videographer and capturing those core memories is just such a blessing to be a part of.
It is, yeah. They say that there's 2 days that you have all these people that love you that come together, and you're only there for one of them, your funeral and your wedding. Mm-hmm. And so the fact that we get to document what is,
hopefully the wedding
for some people, yeah.
Funeral video.
Oh my gosh. So morbid. The fact that we get to document such a special day in people's life is... So even when I'm feeling sometimes burnt out over certain things, what I try to remind myself is it is such a privilege. Mm-hmm. It is an honor to be able to do that. And the fact that somebody had said, I want you to be the one that holds all these memories so that I can relive them is, it's such a good feeling.
Yeah. Very true.
Well, thanks so much for joining us on Weddings and Yap.
Yes, thanks for having me.